If you have done some lead code exercises, you have certainly seen something like this. That's the topic of today's video. Hello coders, welcome to my channel. I'm David, your guide to mastering programming. This arrow and these data types that are marked are called data hints. I mean type hints. There are hints for variables and hints for functions. First, I'll show you how to create a hint for variable. If you want, for example, to tell Python that your variable x is going to be complex, you can simply write the colon and here write the keyword complex. And then write the equal sign to tell Python what is the value of this x. For example, 1 plus 3j. Now, if I print x and type of x, as you can see, it prints 1 plus 3j and the type is complex. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out. Thanks for your support. Interesting thing is, in my first video, I told you that you always have to assign the value to your variable. But if you're going to use type hints, then you don't. Because Python thinks that now x is going to be complex. So you can just leave x like this. And in the next line, write the value for your x. As you can see, it works perfectly fine. Also, another important thing to notice is that hints are for the programmer. Python doesn't see them. What I mean by that is that Python won't return an error if you don't respect the hint. For example, here I told Python that x is going to be complex, but I could write here 1.5. As you can see, there is no error, and when I run this code, no error is returned as well. Some code editors may tell you something, but the Python itself won't. Also, maybe you don't know which type exactly is your variable going to be. You have some options. For example, this may be float or int. In that case, you need to import from typing module, from typing, import union. Union is used if you have some different data type options for your variables. For example, if I want to tell Python that x is going to be either float or int, I need to write union, open the square braces, and here write int and then float. As you can see, now there is no error, and the code runs perfectly. Also, there is another special word like this union, and it's called optional. As the word says, it's optional that your variable has a type. For example, maybe you want your variable to have either int or no type. In that case, you write optional and just write one type. As you can see, now Python tells me, I mean, not the Python, but my PyCharm tells me that there is some error. But if I run this, as you can see, it still works. Optional means your type is either going to be int or none if you don't specify the type. As you can see, it says int. But maybe you don't want your x to be standard data type like int, float. Maybe you want it to be some container. In which case, from typing module, you need to import that container. For example, if you want a list, you need to import list. Now, another important thing is, since I imported list, you know that lists also have types inside them. For example, ints, floats, or some different types. In that case, you need to write the type that is going to be inside the list. For example, here, list, and then open the square braces and write the type that your list is going to be filled with. For example, ints. And now here I can write 1, 2, and 3. When I run this, it works. And the second way you're going to use your type hints is with functions. Function hints are considered hints for parameters and for returning type of a function. All the rules are the same as with variable hints. So I will write some example function def add, and here I'll write a parameter x, and I want my x to be a list of integers. Now, if I want to tell Python that this function is going to return something, I need to write the arrow and then write the type. For example, I'll want something like this, union and int or float. What this line of code tells me is that I created a function called add that has one parameter x that is going to be a list of integer and is going to return an int or float. Here, write the colon, and now I can write inside my function like before. For example, for I in list, I mean x. Here I'll have some variable that will store the values s plus I, and now return s. Let's print add, and let's add some values 1, 2, and 3. Now I expect to see 6. As you can see, 6. I hope you found this video helpful. Like and subscribe for more coding content. See you in my next video. Until then, keep coding.